Hi guys, anybody there? Glenn, hi Glenn. Glenn, how you doing? Where is my Glenn? Good. Hun. Hello again. Okay. Hold on a second. It's weird. Cynthia, hello. Okay, hold on one moment. Don't hold on. Anyway, hi guys. Welcome back. Nice to see you. As you know, I'm not checking the attendance today. It's a free class, and I have very exciting news. I set up a Zoom account on my iPad here. So let's see. Technically morning, exactly, Hechan. Good morning. Doesn't feel like morning because I've been up for a very, very long time. Okay, now let's see if we can do this. Okay. Oh, I cannot. I forgot about that. I can't actually stream from an iPad because I don't have enough followers. You need like 1,000 followers if you want to stream from an iPad. Anyway, I do have Zoom. I thought we'd give it a try today. I don't know how to do it. First, let me record your attendance. You guys believe me when I say that the class is free today. Yeah, isn't that weird? You can, Hitchan, I'm not sure if you've done streaming before. Hun, you're a streamer, right? Do you stream on YouTube or something else? Is there any other way to stream? So here we go. Attendance. Hun, are you there? And we're going to go to week 8. It's unbelievable. We're already past the middle of the semester. You guys realize that? Did we talk about that? This is exactly the middle, actually. This is the hump. This is the Wednesday of the semester. I just post videos, yeah. So yeah, the rule is, so these are live streams, right? So if you want to do live streaming from a mobile device, like a phone or an iPad, you have to have a minimum number of followers. And I think it's 1,000, which is a little crazy. But So I tried to start the stream from the iPad, but it doesn't work. No, it's okay, Hoon, no problem. Hoon, have you had any visitors from our class to your channel? Did you tell everyone about do you have any subscribers from our class? Is that something you can check? Have you advertised your site to your classmates? Or do you feel shy? Okay, just recording the attendance. This fancy new attendance system. Wow. Okay, but anyway, maybe you guys can help me get started. First of all, let me open up Zoom. Zoom. I wanna zoom, 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 zoom. I wanna zoom, 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 zoom. Where are we? Where's the zoomy zoom? There's the zoom. 구독과 좋아요, 알람 설정. Okay, done. So you guys all have your attendance for today. That's all taken care of. Congratulations. And so, as you know, the rest of today's class is optional. So I'm very happy that you guys are here. Otherwise, I'd be sitting here banging my head against the wall. So thanks for joining me. Usual advertisement for common YouTubers in Korea. Okay. But of course, there's no plan, there's no lesson. So if you guys have, just like yesterday, and we do have some new visitors today, like Cynthia. I don't know if you're listening now, but I know you weren't here yesterday. You got credit, don't worry, you got attendance credit, but I'm just saying you weren't here, so you don't know what we did. And we did nothing, okay? It's just a free talk. We actually practiced a Skype conference call, very exciting. We had Seoul and Hoon, and we had Heitan, some sound trouble, but eventually got it taken care of. Very exciting. So Hoon says, I think people usually say subscribe on my channel and hit the like button. Yeah, I don't watch YouTube, so I don't know. The only YouTube I watch is for my kids. So actually, I'm subscribed to like Ping Pong or some gaming sites. I am subscribed to some Switch sites, watch some game reviews and stuff like that. But I'm not really a YouTube person, so I'm not sure what people say. You guys, I'm sure, watch more YouTube than I do. So anyway, it's the same for today. The exciting new thing for today is as I said, I did start a Zoom account. It's still not on the computer. It's not, again, if you guys could see my setup here, you'd be amazed. It's really uh, low quality budget technology setup that I have right here. I'm surprised that we haven't had more problems. But just to give you an example, if I on this guy over here, I got like an HP. I can't even move the computer. On one of my computers, if I have Gmail open, nothing else will run. Like the processing power is it's completely absorbed just by Gmail. That gives you an idea of like how prehistoric my equipment is. So yesterday, Cynthia says, yesterday I ran some errands about the exam and Miss Class. No problem, Cynthia. It's totally fine. As I said, attendance is free and there's no lesson. So it's up to you guys. I do want to try a Zoom meeting if we can. If you guys are willing to help me out with that, just as a little test. Otherwise, if you have questions about your survey or about the presentation for next week, you can ask me here. Remember, you do have a presentation for next week, and I'm actually going to go ahead right now and post our updated topic list because some of you have given me new topics. So let's see here. Go to English interview and presentation. So if you guys have any questions, let me know now, okay? I'm going to go to the presentation 3 survey topics. Okay. So did you guys have any more exams yesterday or today? What's your schedule look like today? That's okay. No comments necessary. It's all right. It says, I've done my midterm. You mean you finished? You're all completely done? Really? You're free, and with your free time, you decided to come here and talk to us. That's amazing, Hoon. I'm touched. I'm moved. I'm impressed by your conscientious attitude and level of participation. Really, it's impressive. Okay, so I'm just updating our class here. I got Agin. Okay. And how's your survey going? Have you guys, great, yeah. Have you guys started your surveys? Are you working on them? Let me check the link right now. The presentation through YouTube link. Anybody? I'm gonna guess Hitchon might have done his already. No, nobody, not yet. Okay. So yeah, have you guys started your surveys? How's that going so far? What did you decide to use? Google Form, Neighbor Form, something else? Let me know how that's going. And if you have any questions or need any advice or anything with the survey, I'm happy to help out. Cynthia said, I try to make more people join in my survey, but it's a little bit hard for me. Okay, Cynthia, I'm going to ask you, what was your method? How did you try to invite participation? Because one thing you can do is post it on the Gishpan. The Gishpan, did you put it here? Let's see, Glenn, Hitchan, Poon, Laura. No, okay. I can see, for example, Hitchan and Glenn. Oh, you guys have gotten a lot of hits. So Glenn or Hitchan or Poon, you got a few hits. If you guys are there, yeah, go to the Gishpan and you can put it there. Also, Cynthia, you can send it to people outside the class. So if you have other friends here in Korea at Shiripte or at other universities throughout Korea, or if you have friends from your home university or high school friends, as long as they, fall between the ages of 20 to 30, it'll be fine. Every time with some random, oh, you've used GIFs. Okay, wow, that's great. Oh, Zoe had trouble with her. Yeah, that's kind of topic is tricky here. So if there's any kind of automatic algorithm, then Zoe's topic was a tough one to implement. But hey, Tom, I'm glad to hear that. How many responses did you get? Wow, that's pretty good. That's much more than usual. So as I told you guys, if we're meeting offline, then this project is done in class, which means in the first period you guys make the survey, and then the second period I usually bring everybody outside, and it's always like a nice spring weather by this time of the semester. So it's actually kind of a nice day. We just go outside and we survey each other. So at most, people will survey about 20 or 25 people. That's the maximum usually. So 45, that's impressive. That should give you plenty of room to see some trends and get some interesting feedback. Have you gotten any interesting results at time? Oh, sorry. Can you guys even hear me? I just realized I didn't have my microphone on. Could you hear me before? I had a lot of experiences. So sorry, I didn't have my microphone up to my face. Can you hear me now? Hmm. Okay, let me open that up again. See the topics here. Much clearer. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. It wasn't far away, but it was sitting on the desk. So I hope the sound quality is better now. Hoon, how about you? Have you had a lot of responses for your survey? Okay, so Hitchan. Oh, you're asking about majors. That's pretty good. Now it's way clearer. Okay, great, super, fantastic. So yeah, then you guys might have missed some of what I said before. Anyway, some of you were here yesterday, so you guys know what's going on. Some of you were not. There's nothing going on today. It's free attendance. 60. Wow, Hitchan. Look at that. You got 40, 45. You got 60. We have a little competition here. Who's going to win the race? Who's going to get the gold medal? No. Yeah, there's nothing going on today. There's no lesson. I'm just here for you guys. If you want to have free chat, we can have a little talk. If you have questions about the survey or about about the presentation for next week, you can ask me that. But of course, we do have a presentation due next week. And I've posted the link there. If you look on the EduClass, you'll see it's presentation 3, YouTube link. So yeah, it's there, ready for you guys anytime you finish your presentation. Okay. And also, I have set up Zoom. So does anybody want to try Zoom? That's our project for today. Anybody interested in trying this out? I've never done it. I tried once to run it on the computer. It didn't work. You want to try? Okay. So let's open up Zoom. And how do I do this? Okay, I'm going to start a meeting. Do I want to use personal meeting ID? Yes, I guess. Okay. Now, what do I need to do? What do I need to send you guys? This is what I'm not sure about. Ah, okay. I guess I give you the ID. So this is that enough? Ah, okay. Wow, this is really pretty easy. Well, the thing is, I can't copy the link because remember that the YouTube is on my ancient MacBook, which doesn't run Zoom, and the Zoom is on the iPad, which won't let me do YouTube live stream because I have less than 1,000 followers. So I can't. I wish I could just like do air send or something. I could do email, but anyway, there it is for you. It's not that long. It's not like the YouTube links are like, sometimes like 30 or 50 characters long, so impossible to write out. But this is easy. It's just like a phone number and a little password. Okay, wow. Oh, this is exciting. I already have one person. Wow. Okay, I'm going to switch. Any violation gets shut down by YouTube. So Hechan, wow, you're here. Okay, welcome. Hey, wow, this is much better. Yeah, very clear. And yeah, better than yesterday. Yesterday we couldn't hear you at all. And almost no delay, right? Let's try rock, paper, scissors. We'll go 1, 2, 3, bam. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, little delay. That was a little test, yeah. But better than yesterday. Yesterday it was like a few seconds almost. Okay. So Poon, I'm gonna admit. Poon, are you there? Okay, yeah, this is my first time doing this. So let me see. Participants. I got Hun and okay. But I only see Hun now. How can I see both of you at the same time? Switch to gallery view. Okay, there we go. Gallery view. That works much better. And so you guys have used this before, right? Okay. Are there any functions you can tell me about? This is literally the first time I'm using this. Like, yeah. No. Is the muting Do you have to mute your own, or can I, like, as the call leader, can I mute you? Okay, let me take a look. Ah, mute audio. Okay, Hoon, try to talk. No, you can't. Ah, I just zip it. Yeah. Hichan, I mute you. Ha ha ha. Can you try to talk? Okay, that's great. I mean, not great. I'm gonna unmute you guys, but I'm gonna guess. Okay, you back? Yeah. I'm gonna guess that becomes more of a problem when you have like 20 or 30 or 50 people, right? Because with only three, there's only three microphones for ambient noise and stuff like that. But for a big class, you're going to get a lot of extra background noise. Is there ever any feedback problems? Like, for example, if you're using a speaker, I'm using headphones. Hoon, you got headphones. If you use a headphone, but there's no feedback loop, what I mean is, no. Okay, Cynthia. I don't, which is surprising because especially since there's a slight delay, it seems like your microphone should catch the sound coming through your speaker and feed it back through. But so Hitchan, you must have a smart computer. Okay, Cynthia is muted and no picture. So Cynthia, well, we're still in the, it's not Facebook, it's YouTube. I feel like such a grandpa. Okay, so Cynthia, are you watching us? I have Cynthia here, but no picture, and the microphone is muted. So I'm going to guess, Cynthia, you have muted yourself. Oh no, maybe I control that. Okay, but that's the loop I'm talking about. I think I'm getting a loop through Cynthia. Okay, Cynthia, can you hear us? Hello? Okay, that's fine. I think Cynthia's not ready to do the video. But Cynthia, if you can hear me, can you type some text? I'm going to mute you again, Cynthia. I know you muted yourself before because there's a feedback loop. That's what I'm talking about. So, Hitchan, you must have some kind of a smart computer which fixes the feedback, but with Cynthia's microphone, it's looping. So I'm going to but there are some noises. Okay, so we can type text. How do we type text in Zoom? Okay, well, it's not on the bottom on the iPad. It's a little different, but okay, I have from Cynthia to everybody. Okay. Let's see, I'm just going to do, can you guys try the chat, see if that works? Okay, that's cool. Okay. Switch to active speaker. What does that mean? Ah, I can set an active speaker. Like, Hoon, you're set as the active speaker right now. You can also send a private message. Okay, interesting. How do you set the active speaker? Why are you the oh, because you're green. Ah, no. How do I set the active speaker? Any idea how that works? Hoon, do you have a cold? Hay fever. With a string? Oh, the stream. Do you get strange looks from people when you sneeze and stuff? Are people scared? Yeah, I don't think sneezing is a symptom of the virus, though, is it? Yeah. Where did my chat go? More chat. Okay. All right. Well, this works pretty well. Again, I just wanted to test it out. I wonder how it would be. Let's think about this. Um, for the presentation appreciation, what do you think? Do you think this would work well if we do the Zoom? Maybe we'll try that. I'll think about this. Hey, John, you have any thoughts? Yeah, it'll be different. Yeah. Do you want a chance to try again? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, that's yeah. I'll think about it. At least for discussions, uh, I think it might be useful. But also, we've already established a way of doing things, and it's not the best way, but I think everyone's comfortable with that, and it is probably different from your other classes. So, I get the sense that even people enjoy the sense of anonymity that comes with the YouTube because nobody can see you. Like in the classroom, there are many people who maybe not like you guys, but there are many people who are more shy and reluctant to speak out in person. And in the YouTube, nobody can see your face. It's just comments. So I think some people might appreciate that more. And in any case, uh, this class has a different feeling from your other ones probably because it's just uh, text based. But anyway, I'll think about it. It's at least it's good to know that we have this capability, and it's very easy. Yeah. But one worry I have is I mentioned this yesterday. There has been in the news recently stories about security problems, Zoom bombing. Have you guys ever experienced any kind of weird hacking or something? Yeah, in America and other countries, there are people who are hacking. They have like automatic hack programs which are just searching for meeting IDs, and somehow they're able to get into meetings and just they put like nasty stuff like right in the middle of business meetings or school classes. So a lot of people are criticizing Zoom right now and switching over to Google Meet because of these problems. That's a good question. Yeah, because there are, the word troll, there are trolls out there. Why do they do it? I don't know. They have miserable lives and that's how they enjoy themselves, I guess. I think it's funny. There's some well, it's good to hear that at least in Korea or in your experience, you haven't seen or heard of this kind of problem. That was my worry, one of my worries actually. But I guess we should be okay in terms of security. Okay. In any case, if we do have our interview test at the end, I think we can use Zoom. Zoom would work a little bit better, and I'll think about the regular class. Another possibility is just like having the Zoom open while we're like today. We have the YouTube stream because I still need to save a record of the class. And so YouTube is very easy for that because it automatically archives everything. And then you guys can also go back and watch. What was that sound? Squeaky sound? It was like a... Did you squeak your chair? I don't know. So yeah, I want to anyway keep the YouTube just because it's an easy record and it's what I've been doing already. But maybe use Zoom as like an additional thing. For example, if we do want to have discussions or anything like that. Yeah, it's good to have. Okay, cool. So, do you guys have any chat questions for today? Anything on your mind? Hey, John, you didn't like our topic yesterday, I remember. You didn't have any opinion about travel. Sure, yeah. Got your hands full right here at home. I sense that you're a gamer, Hichan. You like games? You mentioned something about Ori. No? Okay, you mentioned a few things last week, so I thought you. So me and John, uh, he took my class last semester, and we're both Switch heads. So sometimes after class, we talk about like what games we're playing, and so John and I were talking in the YouTube chat, and I thought you said a few comments. Wasn't that you? Maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Okay. Like playing with people, cards. What I can do is check them. Yeah, I used to play lots and lots of cards. Let me just type the message to Sophia. What card games do you like to play? Poker? Do you gamble? Have you ever been to a casino? No, it's not. You don't. In Korea, yeah, but there are casinos all over the world. Oh, that's a very, I forgot about that. That's a unique system. Like your laws, you're bound by Korean law no matter where you go. It's very unusual. As far as I know, no other countries that work like this in terms of the law legal system. Yeah, usually law just applies to each particular region. So if you guys travel to the U.S., for example, you're bound by Korean law and American law. That's crazy. So Korean people are never allowed to gamble legally anywhere. Is that true? Gangwon land? How did they get? So the government makes money from that. So that doesn't make sense. So gambling is like morally wrong unless it benefits the government? How does that work? How do they? Okay. Yeah. What about data mining? No data mining in Gangwon? Like data mining, like Bitcoin? That could be their new thing. No, okay. So, in order to stimulate their economy, they built one legal gambling zone. Interesting. I did not know that. So, there you go, Hechan. If you're ever curious and testing out your poker skills, you can legally go to Gangwon land. But I think it's scary. I don't know why people gamble. I don't like the idea personally. It can be fun if it's like slot machine, you know, just for fun. Yeah, right. But it's just so scary how people lose a whole fortune in one hour at the poker table. I don't even. I guess it's exciting when you win, but you never win really. In the end, the casino wins. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. How about you? What do you do for fun? Yes. Sorry, that topic's out. So, Hechan is here. Yeah. Yep. Ah, so you're all or nothing. It's hard to do it in moderation. So you just decide, well, if I drink tonight, okay, I'm going crazy. But otherwise, just don't drink anything. It's an easy way to control, definitely. I mean, they say that anything is okay in moderation. You know what that means? No matter what you're talking about, it's if you use it a little bit, that's good for you. Most things, but not too much, and not too little. But with alcohol, I mean, it's it's fun, but there's actually no benefit at all ever, except for like red wine supposedly has some benefits for your heart, but otherwise it's just like toxic to the body. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with stopping, if that makes you feel better. But yeah, it's but I can't imagine life without beer or wine. Just it's like life without coffee or life without meat. I can imagine it, but who wants to live that way? Some people, it's fine. No, it's fine. I understand. Different people have different things that they like. Anyway, what are you guys planning for the rest of the day? Like essays, or you mean like written assignments? What kind of reports? What? What is the point of imagining that you've done an experiment? Just so you know how to write like the formal aspects of the report, like getting each of the parts in the right place? But you don't actually have, okay? Okay, that makes sense. No, no, you explained it very well. I understand. But why not do it for real? Why just practice? Yeah. Well, it's not easy, I can tell you. I mean, even in that case, you know that all the professors, maybe you guys don't think about this, but like actually this system takes about double the work than the regular offline classes, because like everything that we do in the classroom is now has to be done and recorded and entered in EduClass or online somehow. And in terms of like the time and the work involved, it's about double. I mean, the advantage is that there's no commuting time. You can save, work right from home. But otherwise, it just it sucks. it's I mean the best thing, the worst thing is just simply like we can't meet in the classroom. I don't know if that matters much for like lecture classes. Maybe not. I don't know, but for like a class like this, it's a really, really big disadvantage. I mean, you guys and your classmates have been outstanding in terms of participating given these conditions, but it's a completely different experience when you're in the room with each other and sharing ideas. Because this class, it's a lot of great people in here, so I really, really regret that we have to meet online like this. But it could be worse, right? This is our reality, right? This is the situation in the world right now, and there are other people around the world who are, dying. So it's okay. We're actually doing fine. We're the example of the world. Actually, you guys know that everyone around the world is looking at Korea as like the miracle of Corona. It's not a miracle. It's very simple. It's not a miracle at all. Huh? Is that the answer? That must be it. That must be it. Yeah. Garlic. It's the garlic. Keeps away vampires and corona. And also, I think it's so it's kind of fun. Like for this class, it's presentation class. So of course, like the whole thing about giving presentations is you have to be in a classroom. You have to have an audience, because actually learning how to speak in public is about learning how to talk to people. Um, but for this class, it's like at first I had in my mind like, okay, how can we like make a kind of fake presentation online? Like, how can we do this? But what I realized is like what we're doing is not fake at all. Like Hun, like you have your stream, you're not your stream, your channel. This is a real thing now. Like people, YouTube is real. So when you guys are making videos and posting them, it's not like a fake presentation. It's an actual media. That's one of the most popular forms of media right now. Far more popular than live speeches. Like, how often have you been to a real TED Talks, right? How often do you see people speak in public? Not that much now, unless you're working and you go to a conference or something like that. But that's rare. How often do you watch YouTube? Every day, right? So that's actually one thing I realized about this class that has some benefit to this situation. And even when we get back offline, I've decided for this class, I'm going to have one or two YouTube or video presentations each semester, because I think it's a great thing to practice. And it's something that a lot of you are doing already. Like Hun, it's... Hi. Sure, sure, sure. Yep. Do you think you're going to continue making some English content after the class? Like for your friends in Japan or in Australia or England? Hmm, nice. Where are you going in Vietnam? Oh, wow, you're going to actual... Wow. He was the guy on your video with the very like strong Aussie accent. That was very amazing. He's like more Australian than your Australian friend. So, okay, yeah, this Zoom has time limit unless you have a corporate account, which I don't. So I don't know if you guys are seeing this message, but oh, they're saying they're going to give me a gift. But anyway, there is a 40-minute time limit on Zoom meetings. So I forgot about that. That's another difficulty. So if we do use it, it'll be like for, just for 30 or 40 minutes. Yeah. Our department offered, like, it's crazy. I mean, in this situation, if the school wants you to use Zoom, they should give you an account, right? But they said, like, I think we have 5 or 6 professors. They said they can pay for 4 accounts. So, like, how do we decide who uses it? I don't know. Anyway, but I forgot that's another limitation. that we're going to have with the Zoom. So I'm also going to check out Google Meet. Have you guys used that yet? Okay. I'm pretty impressed with Zoom. It works fine. It's easy. But Google is Google. Google, they're the masters. Yeah, they're Google. So I imagine their platform is also going to be super clean, and they've been running that for a long time. It's part of their like corporate package. They just now opened it up to the public because of Corona. But they've been developing it and improving it for a long time. So I'm going to check that out too. And there's no time limit, at least until September. There's no time limit at all. And you can do up to like 200 people or some crazy number like that. So we won't need that, but we'll see how it works. Anyway, Zoom works pretty well, right? No, I'm gonna have to try it on my own. You mean the next period today? Uh, do you want to? We can. We have another hour. I got to be here for another hour. I don't know. We can, sure. Is it available? Okay, why don't we take a minute? Why don't we take a minute? We'll stop this call and we'll each do a little Googling and see if you can set it up. I don't even know if it's available or what. So let's go check out the iStore, the Apple Store, I don't know, or the Google Play Store and see if we can set it up. And we'll keep the YouTube open and talk that way. Okay? That's great. Thanks, guys. Okay. We'll try it. Okay, so let's end. Hi. Okay, I'm going to install it right now. Google Meet. Okay, I gotta get my wife's fingerprint to install this. How did that go? Was it easy? Looks the same. Kind of looks the same. New meeting. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Okay, try this, guys. Wow. Maradiru. I can hear you. I can't see you, though. Oh, okay, there we go. The same. Okay, anyone else gonna come? Is Hitch on there? And let me see here. Functions are a little different, actually. The setup is a little bit different. Switch camera, turn on captions. Mhm. Okay. Yeah, here I can see like a whole list of people. Let's wait for Hitchon. Are you there? Oh, there we go. Wow, this is so helpful. This is so helpful, you guys. I didn't even think. Okay. Now I even got like a little head. I mean, I can see like, oops, admit. Okay, we got Cynthia too. Cynthia, you're still here. Yeah, if you click, I don't know what you guys are seeing, but on my iPad, there's like a sidebar, and you can switch back and forth between like messaging or the people. And if you look at the people, you just see like everybody's head real small. But also, Hoon, your head is way too big. It's on the left. I just see giant Hoon. I mean, not your head. I mean, on the screen. No, 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 no. Not Dedu. Not Dedu. I mean, on my screen. Like for the Zoom, you guys were all like sharing equal space. Oh, Cynthia, is that you? Someone saying Jack King? Who's that? Someone's mom there? Oh, Hechan, speak again for a second. Yes. Okay, this is cool. So this is what I'm seeing. Okay, I don't know what you guys are seeing, but if I click on the sidebar, so I can see everybody lined up, and then when one of you starts to speak, your image appears huge on the left. So Hoon, you just started. Yeah, this is amazing. So it's if we all take turns with Google Meet, then the person who's talking like jumps up and takes the main spotlight. It's pretty cool. Um, I'm not sure, but let's hope YouTube doesn't shut us down. So can you see this on, look on your YouTube. Can you see YouTube? Okay, so Hechan, you start talking. See that? Now Hoon, you start to talk. See that? Yeah, so what I'm saying is it switches the view to whoever's talking. Isn't that cool? But I don't know. I don't know how you can do that. But there must be, I mean, unless they set up a special version just for iPad, there must be a way to set that up. But that's different, right? Zoom doesn't do that. Zoom, you have to, oh, is that some subak? The sound of you biting into the watermelon, switch the camera to you. So gotta zoom in. It's okay. So that, okay, so a few differences. That's an interesting little feature. Otherwise, seems pretty similar. Okay, let's do this. We'll try the lag test. Can we do some rock, paper, scissors? Okay, so again, in the English version, we go like this. 1, 2, 3, bam. Just like this. 1, 2, 3, bam. Okay, so ready to try it? 1, 2, 3, bam. Okay, you start. Yeah. Did it sync up or was there delay? A Zoom. Okay. All right, now we got, we're really living in an amazing age. Have multiple platforms we can use. But I wish there was some way I could display, like, what are you guys seeing on your screen in terms of the layout? What do you see? Okay. Hoon, can you start to talk so I can see your image? It's too small. So equal size. Yeah. So that's, I guess, pretty much like Zoom. Okay. Too bad. I really like this feature that they have. And also the other advantage is Google Meet syncs up to your Google Gmail account. So A little bit scary, but also very convenient. But there is also enter a meeting code. How do we get the meeting code? Any idea about that? Ah, yeah, okay. So it's a pretty simple code. I don't see any password, do you? I'm going to try to join from my phone too and see if this works. Oh, I wonder how they do that. Okay, this might break the internet. I'm gonna turn this. That's the feedback loop. Okay, so anyway, that works. That's pretty easy. You think what? Okay, this is weird. I'm in here twice. Can you see, like, how do I get rid of myself? I signed in from remove William Hart from this video call. Yes. Okay. I signed in from my phone, so you can be in a meeting twice. Okay, so the settings, turn on caption, switch camera, present screen. No, that doesn't help. Yeah, I have a different thing than you guys see. So it's at least for my iPad, it's not giving me any other options. That's iPad is like that. It's just Apple's like, this is really cool, but if you want to change it, sorry, because we're Apple. You know, like we decide what looks good. You have no say. Oh, you got it now? It's a little bit weird because there's a little bit of a delay in like the resolution. Like when the camera switches, it's kind of grainy, and then it focuses in. That could be cleaner. That might just be my connection. I'm not sure. For the picture quality, and I almost feel, was the Zoom picture quality better, or is it about the same? Okay. But anyway, this is pretty cool because if we have this in a class discussion, right, then we could all, I mean, it's not going to be the same as a classroom because we can't really talk at the same time. But if we all kind of, respectfully give turns to each other, then every time someone has a comment, you're just going to see that person's face immediately. It's pretty cool. So I think we should try this. Not next week. Next week is the presentation week, but let me think about it and figure out how to implement it, and then I can at least talk about it next week, and I'll or post some information on EduClass. But you know that the people who are going next week for Wednesday, they've already prepared their stuff or probably started preparing. I don't know, and I don't want to make any big surprises and throw them at people, 3 days before their project is due. So, but anyway, this is cool. It's great to know that this is here, and thank you guys. I appreciate this help. Yeah. A+ for you guys. for today. Uh-oh. Okay, well, while we're here, anything you guys want to talk about? Moon, you had a question yesterday. You have any other curiosities on your mind? Not that many, no. A few. Um, can is the troublesome word there. I mean the tense. So I mean when I lived in Japan, I was pretty fluent. That's a long time ago. I mean, I went and visited Japan last summer with my family, and amazingly, it like came back to me when I was there. Um, but it's been a long time. Same with Chinese. I mean, when I lived there, I was pretty good, but uh, that was a long time ago. So yeah, I'd say could. I was able to. But if I polished up, took a few days to kind of like practice, go through some old vocabulary cards and stuff, I'd probably pick it up again. It's in there somewhere. It's just a little bit deep inside, I think. Gathering dust. To memorize vocabulary? Um, well, that's the thing for kanji, hanja, absolutely writing them helped me. You got to write. It's about muscle memory. Um, but for any vocabulary, for me, I've always used flashcards. Flashcards are just the way to go. I mean, they have flashcard apps now, but for me, I physically like to make physical flashcards because when I'm on the bus or just walking around, I always used to just flip through these cards, and you can randomize it that way. Like when you use like vocabulary lists, your brain remembers words in a particular order. So it's hard to tell sometimes whether you actually remember the meaning of the word or whether your brain just remembers that meaning came next after the other one. So flashcards are essential because it's completely random. That's it. That's my only tip. I mean, just, other than that, just obvious things like, you got to use the words that you study. If you don't use it, then it's going to slip away. And that's it. Live in the country that you're studying the language of. That's a big one that helps. Or just surround yourself with speakers, like take a class like this. Obviously, you're going to brush up your skills more if you're communicating in that language. These are not great pieces of insight. This is all obvious, but yeah. And that's why you're here, right? Or get married. That's another one. Or date. Hey, there you go. But which language do you use? That's funny. He said, that's cool. Subarashi, kakoi, taihen ne. Oh yeah, it's funny. Um, that's similar to, I like how you have like a systematic separation or systematic organization, that's actually what we do for our children. We have this system where like when we're at home, we only use English, and when we're outside, we only use Korean. So their language is like compartmentalized according to physical space. But somehow my daughter also like extrapolated that to the speakers that she's speaking to. So if we see like a foreigner, even if she's never met that person before, she'll use English. She's already figured out that like appearance is tied to language. Yeah, we didn't teach her this at all. It's just, and she'll switch back and forth really easily. Like if somebody gives her a present and I'll say in English to her, okay, what do you say? And she'll look at the person and go, but if it's a foreigner, she'll say thank you. So it's all like meaning based. She's not translating in her mind. It's just like naturally reacting. But anyway, the key, or anyway, the method that we decided to try was that like systematic separation of language environments, and that's similar to what you guys are doing, but you're using time as the factor of separation. So, but that's cool. That's a really good idea. How do you say idea? E Sengak. No. What's idea? Omoi? Is that an idea? Omoi? Omoi. You can. Yeah. With the vision, seeing. That's the thing about Japanese. When I hear the words, the kanji appears in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what that means. I love the visual quality of Chinese and Japanese because you can associate meaning with a symbolic representation. It would be super helpful for me. I understand the switch to pure Hangul. It's like a nationalistic thing, patriotic identity, and so on. But man, it would be so helpful to me if I could see those hancha, especially when reading, because there's often many different options of what the particular syllable could be. Sometimes I ask my wife, like, is that this one or is that that one? Like I was doing this lesson for my speaking classes next week. We're going to use this map of Seoul, and I have them like follow directions on the map and stuff, like a real map. And there's this one road called Dongoro. Do you know this road? Donghoro. It's right in the middle. Anyway, so I thought that Dongho, like what, foreigners often like when they're speaking place names, they'll translate it to be funny, or I don't know why, but like, Sodemun, they'll say like West Big Gate, or like, Tongilo, they'll say like Reunification Road or something like that. So I was thinking like Dongoro, like what could that be? Is that, same, like when you say you have something you like in common, right? That's like Dongho, like same good, that E, right? Same good. So I was like, is that it? It's not. I looked it up. What do you think? Dongho. What do you think it means? Right. Yeah, that's another possibility, right? But that's not it. Or same tiger. No, it's East Lake. East Lake. Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. If I see that hanja, automatically it gives this context in terms of semantics, and it's really helpful to me in my understanding. So that's one thing I've struggled with in Korean, is that the hanja is in there, but you gotta go deep. And you gotta go to Naver sometimes and check out what it is. So I would love it if like newspapers still had hanja, but I understand, again. Of course, I understand why they switched to pure Korean. Yeah. So yeah, that's my only advice for them. Do you have do you have any advice about learning vocabulary? Oh, like a customs kind of? Why was he asking you questions? Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It helps if you cut yourself off from your other language choices. I mean, that's actually how I learned Japanese and Chinese because I lived there and I lived in places with very little access to any English speakers. So like, and England too, I imagine it's the same, especially if it's harder now because there's cacao and, very easy to access your native language anywhere you are. But at that time, 20 years ago, I was in, this tiny city in the middle of nowhere with nobody who spoke English. So like, if I wanted to eat, I had to figure out how to ask for food. I was in Saga in Japan. You probably don't even know that place. You know it? How do you know Saga? Yes, yeah, exactly. It's probably the tiniest city, capital city in the whole country. It's totally inaka, do inaka. They call it do inaka, gay inaka. Um, there's even a song. I don't know if you've heard it. If you can look on the internet, the song is called Saga. It's Saga 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 King. It's all about how like countryside Saga is. The kind of comedy song. Yeah, so as you can imagine, in like 1999, especially, uh, no English speakers there, right? So it's very easy to learn Japanese, and the same with China. Actually, this is so funny, actually, because until now, I've always, when people ask me about China and I say where I lived, nobody knows this place. But now it's very famous. Can you guess where I lived? Yes. So this is the one advantage of this coronavirus. Now, when people say, "Oh, where did you live in China?" It's like Wuhan. Really? Everybody knows Wuhan. It's like I'm sure that's not. They didn't want to become famous for this reason, but anyway, they're now world famous. Oh, that's so funny. I didn't think about that. Because really, before this, I would say Wuhan, and it's a huge city. I'm talking like gigantic, like probably more people than Seoul. I mean, just a gigantic city, but nobody heard of it before this thing. Nobody, except the only people who knew Wuhan are people who have lived in China, Chinese people, of course. It's true. I used to study Korean in China, but it doesn't work so well. Even the teachers Korean. Yeah, yeah, yep. Very helpful. But I'll tell you a strange thing. It was actually very difficult to study Korean, especially in the beginning, the first few years, because I mean, I took a lot of classes. I've studied at many universities, and I used to go full time. But when I would go out on the street and try to speak Korean, usually people would stop me and say like, no, 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 it's okay. Just speak English to me. And I'd be like, I don't want to speak English. I'm here to learn Korean. Please just let me speak Korean. But, you know, until you get to a level where people feel like, oh, his Korean is better than my English, so I'll just speak Korean to him. Until you get to that point, again, people would just do this to me all the time. It was very, very frustrating. I've heard that so many times, like, no, 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 just speak English. Ah. So that made it difficult to learn Korean because there's so many English speakers here. I'd say far better. Yes. Ah, you mean the waiters? That's interesting. Hmm. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, for I mean, it happens a lot with kids. Like if not anymore, actually, but when I was living in Daegu, oftentimes parents, like if they see me, because you know, especially 10 years ago in Daegu's kind of smaller city, so foreigners are more rare, I guess. So parents would often like push their kids at me and be like, "Come on, speak to him," and the kids would be like so uncomfortable, like, "Mom, no." But they, you know, these parents have been spending like lots and lots of money for their kids to learn English, and it's like finally they can use it. Here, go, go, like show me what you learned. The kids are like, "Mom." Um, so yeah, that's part of it. I'm not criticizing people, of course. You know, I understand they want to use their English, of course, just like I want to use my Korean. But it was, you know, it was frustrating because it was always there. Like, oh, you know, as opposed to like when I lived in Japan or China, I had to speak Japanese or I had to speak Chinese to survive. So it was like an inherent motivation. But here it's much easier to be lazy. And now too, I don't speak Korean much these days because my excuse is, oh, my kids. You know, I want to make sure my kids can speak English, so I usually speak English to them. So yeah, my even my Korean skills are have fallen. Speaking. Anyway. I used to use Korean. I mean, I did my PhD here, so I did my whole program in Korean, and at one point that was just my language that I used every day to communicate with people. But now mostly I'm using English, teaching and my kids. Yeah, if you don't use it, you won't improve. That's obvious. Again, very true. What's so noisy over there? Who's banging around? Someone's banging the pots and pans. Who's that? Hechan, is that you? I can hear that. Yeah, sounds very strong microphone. Fighting. She said sorry. So she's listening to your lesson. Wow. What a great mom. You have a good son. Very good student. Mobong saying. How about you, Hechan? Do you have any burning questions? Mm-hmm. Technically, I'm not gonna speak to you if that's what you are wondering about. But no, it's okay. Technically, I'm level 5 of the topic test. I don't know if you know what that is. I Yeah, it's called topic. All the I mean, it's a requirement for most university programs. So the top level is 6, and I all my scores are actually at level 6, but for the writing part, there are 2 essays, and I just had a like menbung for one topic, and I just wrote like, I'm sorry, I know in Korean, like, I'm sorry, I know nothing about this topic. I really apologize. I have nothing to say. And that's it. I like it was just such a weird topic, and I had no ideas about it at all. So I just said like, I'm sorry, I can't write this. And they still gave me a passing grade for that essay. I guess I wrote that very fluently, but because of that, like all the other scores were up to the top level, but except for that one. So, but again, that is about 6 years ago. So I'm sure if I took that test now, I would not reach that level again. But at one time, I was at the top level a long time ago. Not really. I mean, again, I'm living in Korea, so I mean, just the same as if you were living in America or England, or I mean, even you're not even in an English-speaking country. You're in Korea, and your English level is amazing. So that's more impressive that you've achieved this level, not even having left your own country. So for me, every foreigner who lives in Korea should be fluent in Korean. It's not it's not an accomplishment. It's just I mean, you should. I'm embarrassed now actually because I my skills have fallen, but it's not like something great. It's just I'm surprised there are foreigners here who don't speak Korean. It always boggles my mind when I meet foreigners who cannot speak Korean. Very strange. Boggle means it confuses me, it confounds me. I don't understand it. And I'm not talking about, there are many people who come here for like 1 year or 2 years, the BTS crowd, whatever. They learn enough Korean to survive and to order drinks and stuff like that. That's fine. But there are people who've been here like 10 or 15 years and still don't speak. I I don't understand that at all. I mean, when I my first week in Korea, I remember I went out to eat with some guys who were like they've been here a long time, and I pick up the menu and start reading it because I learned Hangul, right? My first week, and I was really happy to like sound out the words, and I was like, "Do you guys want to see the menu?" And they're like, "No, we can't. We don't know what it says." Like they couldn't read Hangul, which is a very basic skill, which you can learn it in like a few hours if you put your mind to it. Um, Again, I'm not criticizing them. I just don't understand. how you could go live in a foreign country and not have a desire to communicate in that language. I don't understand it. It's a mystery to me. Anyway, anything else, Hechan? I know you probably wanted to hear me talk, but technically I'm not allowed to speak Korean in this class. How? Oops. Whoops. I hope that's not recorded on the video, is it? Okay, you caught me. You busted me. Yeah. No, yeah. I'm just embarrassed because, as I said, I don't use Korean much these days, so my skills are really not what they used to be. So that's why I don't really like to speak. Which is it's a vicious cycle because I don't want to speak because my skills are bad, and so then they get worse and worse and worse. So that's another message I want to give to you guys. You got to use it. Don't stop using the language. Keep it. And the other thing is, the final piece of wisdom, the longer you wait, the harder it's going to get. You know, your brain becomes less and less able to retain new vocabulary and all the other things that your brain needs to process a foreign language. Your brain gets worse and worse at it as you get older. You might think you're old right now, Poon. I'm sure, like in this class, you probably feel like the old guy, right? But actually, no. You're still in a prime age for improving your foreign language skills. Trust me. So now's the time. Don't hesitate. Okay. Well, why don't we wrap things up here? You guys ready to say goodbye? I think you're the only ones left on the YouTube live stream. Okay, anyway, I appreciate that you guys came here on a day which you're not required to come. Ordinarily, I would say, in this circumstance, I would say, like, I'll remember this later, you know, when it comes to grading time. But it's not going to make a difference this time, obviously, because there's going to be a lot of A pluses being thrown around at the end of the semester for this class, I do believe. So if I could give you guys an A++, I would, but that doesn't exist. But anyway, I appreciate it. It's not required, and you know that, and I know that. But you're here, so thank you. Yeah, and also, of course, you know, for helping me set up Zoom, which was my plan, and the Google Meet, which wasn't my plan. You guys actually gave me that idea, so awesome. And we'll figure out what to do with it. We'll do something with it. Okay, guys. See you, Hitchan. Good luck with your fake report. Practice report, sorry. And Hoon, good luck with your soju drinking that you're going to do later, I guess. All right, bye, guys. See you next week. Yep. Bye. Just turn it off.